people are scared, and basically because of one message, and I'll post it there. I can't say if the person who sent that message on social media and even in text messaging was able to well, if he or she is trying to convey her own or his own personal intention or personal opinion of, or even an experience. But we all have to go back to that that thing. We all have to go back to the fundamentals. Is it verifiable? Is it scientific? Do we know if there are any way we can really say that the information is correct? If we do, then maybe we can trust the information. If not, ignore that, or even delete that, or inform the person that there is such thing as authority who can provide the information that he or she need to clarify as with regards to the message that is being spread out right now. Okay, so I'm with Captain Takahiko Kimura. Nice to meet you. So he is actually our volunteer. He is our volunteer director for EMS and rescue at the Municipal Disaster Reduction Management Office of Kalibo, and he retired as a captain on ACO Fire Department.
Yes, ACO Fire Department.
So and of course, being a firefighter, he is knowledgeable in Bosai or disaster prevention. And I'm going to ask him only one question, and this is because of the rumors of, this is because of this notion that a machine or anybody can just predict earthquakes. So let me ask Captain Kimura, in Japan, is there an instrument or a machine that can predict earthquake?
Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
So, is there an instrument that is actually operational that can predict, that can say that tomorrow there will be an earthquake?
I don't know.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
So no equipment that's that can predict earthquake. This is what we are trying to tell people. Even in Japan, when I was there, I was there for 13 days, if I'm not mistaken. And I experienced 3 earthquakes, and there's no warning. You can only feel it during the occurrence. You can feel the shaking. You can feel it, but there are no warnings. There's no such thing as a warning. The only thing that you can do is be prepared. You have to have your go bag. And this time in Japan, when I was staying at one time, it was in a hotel. So the hotel already has this portable flashlight beside the door, and they have helmets. They have helmets. They have vests, visibility vests that you can use during an evacuation. And actually, during that time, I think it was somewhere around 6 maybe, or 5.6 or magnitude, and the management of the hotel just told us, they called us, and the management says, sir, you just experienced an earthquake. Do not panic. Don't get out of your room, because our building can withstand the earthquake. So I stayed in my room and just and then I turned on the TV. I don't understand most of it because it's in Japanese. But yeah, I just watched the news on that earthquake. I was in Sendai that time. But again, there is no such thing as an instrument that can predict when an earthquake will occur. And that's basically it. What we can do as Bosai officers is, to prepare the community. And this is where what we would like to tell people that it all boils down to preparations. And if you are panicking because you're thinking that there will be an earthquake coming soon, then you are not prepared. And again, we'll go back to you have to have your disaster kit. Go back to having or participating in drills. Participating in drills. That's basically one of it. And lastly, have the number of your Bosai offices or disaster offices. 911 to be easy. Here in Kalibo, we have a hotline number. It's 159. So just call us. Personally, we will not be there, but we will be managing the whole situation from the operations center or even in the ground. And our staff will take care of some of the things that's needed taken care of. And that's basically it. Again, there is no instrument that can predict earthquake. So let's show you basics of earthquake. I have a clip here from the National Geographic channel. It's Earthquake 101. So I think you should watch this.
The ground starts to quiver, glasses rattle. Soon walls shift and everything begins to collapse. Telltale signs of what could be a devastating earthquake. We've seen the destruction they unleash. Some of us may have even lived through one. And we know they can be deadly. But where does this mountain-moving force come from? While we may think we're standing on solid ground, the earth beneath us isn't completely stable at all. Our planet's crust is made up of about 12 major tectonic plates that fit together like a giant jigsaw puzzle. These huge slabs of land float on superheated magma and constantly shift, bump, and grind against one another. It's there, along the seams, where earthquakes tend to happen. When friction between the two plates is violent enough, seismic shock waves ripple through the ground, rattling everything that stands on it. The stronger and shallower the quake, the more violent the destruction. The most violent type of earthquake is born in a subduction zone, where one tectonic plate is shoved beneath another. While one plate is forced downward into the mantle, the other juts upward, often violently. This is the type of quake that rocked Nepal in May 2015. And when subduction happens under the ocean, it can create giant, unstoppable waves called tsunamis, like the ones that killed hundreds of thousands in Japan and Indonesia. On average, earthquakes kill about 10,000 people each year. Sometimes numbers are far higher. The quake that hit Haiti in 2010 killed more than 300,000 by some counts, making it one of the deadliest on record. It is estimated that there are 500,000 detectable earthquakes in the world each year. 100,000 of these can be felt, and 100 of them cause damage. That's about 0.1%. The magnitude of an earthquake is measured using the Richter scale, which runs from 0 to 10, 10 being the strongest. Every whole number increase on the scale means 10 times more ground motion change. In recorded history, the world has never experienced a 10 on the Richter scale, but scientists predict an average of at least one major quake of magnitude 8 or higher every year. The fact is, the Earth's crust is restless and always on the move. We can't see earthquakes coming, but we can prepare for them. Engineers are now designing stronger buildings, resilient enough to survive a direct hit. Scientists are crunching data to project the power of future quakes and anticipate when and where they could strike next. Right now, we can only estimate the probability an earthquake will occur.
So I'm reading the message sent by this particular person, and it is a sort of a personal message, a personal experience about a fog, and it equates to sorry about that. It equates to something like A fog indicates that there's a catastrophic or disastrous event that will occur. And she made reference of a fog that happened in Kalibo for maybe a few weeks before the fire at the Kalibo public market. And you know, Filipinos are superstitious, which is really, I can't say enough to emphasize the fact that being superstitious is actually not okay. I am an ex-seminarian, so that means that I don't believe in superstition. I don't believe in fate, which is F-A-T-E, not F-A-I-T-H. So I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in knocking on wood. That's really a bunch of bullshit. And mainly because it's got nothing to do with disasters. So when I look at the message that was sent here, it claims of a engineer from the Philippine Volcanology and Seismology from Rojas City being a reference, which actually doesn't have any actual name on it, just a reference about an engineer from PHIVOLCS, and that's about it. It doesn't make me suspicious, but it makes me a bit concerned about some reference, and it places mistrust on science. I don't know how it became a problem, but people believed in it, and it caused a bit of concern, panic for some. I heard from a friend from Bomboradio Kalibo that there are I think students and teachers from the area of Makato, because this information is from Makato, the town of Makato, that opted not to go to school or not to go to work or something like that. But again, as an ex-seminarian, I don't believe in those things. Now, there's no such thing as a machine that can predict earthquake, and there's no people or nobody can say stop, or nobody can really stop an earthquake. That's just a bunch of baloney. Whoever says that may have a problem. I don't know what problem, but you know, he's got to have his coconut head. He's got to have his coconut inspected by a psychologist or something. Now, let's go back to science. There's no such thing as a machine that can predict earthquake. Again, go back to the authorities. Go back to the people who knows stuff. Check out our Facebook page, Kalibo MD Armo, or MD Armo Kalibo, to find out what the real deal is, and try to weigh it on yourselves, which one is real. Now, we only panic mainly because we are afraid, and we are afraid because we are not prepared, and that's basically the bottom line. So how do we prepare? Number one, I recommended 3 things. Number one, you have to have a go back or a disaster kit. More into the disaster kit, I'll probably do a video on that, a different one. It's going to be a longer one because we're going to scrutinize each items inside the go bag. Number 2, let's say participate in community drills, earthquake drills, disaster drills, any types of drills. Don't make an excuse, just participate. And number 3, get the numbers of your officials, not necessarily the officials, but on your barangay, on your village, get the numbers of the ones who are concerned on disaster. Get the number of the barangay office and make sure that you have it in your phone, or you have it written somewhere that you always bring, or even our number on disaster. I'll post it. Well, I posted there. So basically, that's it. We have to be cautious about this because it will cause panic. That's why we are trying to inform you the best way we can, with the right information. It should be factual. It should be scientific. So with some of the information that I'm going to post, hopefully you'll be able to know it, and I hope you like the video. It's from Earthquake 101, if I'm not mistaken, National Geographic. Stay tuned for more videos. Like or subscribe to my channel. Just click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so that you'll get more of the videos that I post. I try to do at least one video per week. Hopefully I can sustain that. So support the channel. Thank you.